All right, next command we want to talk about is just having him whoa.
Okay.
Working on X marks the spot. When I say whoa, you need to stay hovered over that X.
Okay.
We're a lab or a retrieving breed, we would ask them to sit on the X. With the pointers, we want them to stand.
Okay.
You know, we've all talked about him and his sitting down. We've talked about it really is nothing you guys enforced.
Yeah, we did. The first, it was when he was really little.
Little, right, but then you stopped doing it.
Once he got up here after that puppy program.
But there still is that fact that he's doing it once in a while.
Yep.
And you noticed last week if he sat, I picked his belly up.
Yeah.
Okay? And we've even done things far as taking, and this is going to be done with our dock and leash as well,
Okay.
is putting a leash like this. Mm-hmm. I'm just wrapping mine around. The other one's got a system. Okay. So you're not only woeing his tummy, but you're also on his neck.
Okay.
So you're actually woeing him from both sides.
Okay.
And that's how I had to do it at first, is literally I had to hold, I mean, he would just
Plop down.
plop down, plop down, whoa. And then just like all the training, it doesn't matter where I am around you, right? And they struggle with that. When you start moving, it's like, well, he's moving, I gotta move.
Yeah.
Especially with a dog that loves to move. Mm-hmm. Good. Then we went, whoa. We went from that to trying to not have to use the tummy to just trying to use the neck, or more importantly, the collar later on be the only thing that makes him stop and stand. So you'll be doing drills just like on a place, but you have to stay standing. Doesn't matter where I am around you.
Okay.
Whoa. If he moves, you stop.
Okay.
If he I'll kind of keep moving once. I mean, the goal at some point should be that you can do whatever you want and he doesn't move.
Okay.
But if he does move, show him that he's not supposed to move by you stopping.
Okay.
Okay, you stopped again? All right, now I can move again. It's kind of like playing that cat and mouse a little bit with a pointer.
So if he were to move like a decent amount, do you want to put him back on the exact
Absolutely. Like there, he kind of just turned on the X. I'm okay. But if you, whoa, there would be a little bit too much.
Yeah.
Whoa. 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 Now I want to point out right now, it was all about the correction. Mm-hmm. Whoa. The more he got a correction, his mind keeps going back to, and I don't know where it came from. If it was a little bit you guys did, or if it's just his personality that his submit is putting his butt down.
Yep.
I mean, I've seen dogs that submit by laying down, saying, okay, I say uncle.
Yeah.
Whoa. But like with him, I didn't make a big deal about it, but I still followed through that you are going to stand.
Yep.
Whoa. Now, same thing here. If he would come all the way to you, you would calmly take him back. Whoa means where I put you. Then as he gets better, I want you, kicking your feet. Rooster, rooster, rooster. Things you would say, your dad's name, your friend's names, John, Jim, Frank, Susie. Get down, here they come. We kind of even get into some hunting terms for waterfall just because it's kind of a habit with the other dogs.
Yeah.
But just showing him no matter what I'm doing, you got to stay on your, and the word stay really doesn't come involved with any of this stuff. It's really about one word means do the complete task. Now, something to think about too. There's a difference between whoaing, the dog pointing a bird, and interest in a bird, that natural point. You're asking him to point, stand there, only for the reason because you said so, right?
Yeah.
He doesn't see the merit in this right now.
Yeah.
This is just, I'm being forced to do this because he says so.
Yeah.
Whoa, whoa. Now you see him trying to kind of love on me a little bit too. He tried to use the young dog card of trying to snuggle a little bit, and this is where just a little tough love comes in. I mean, you're not gonna be hard on him, but that's what's tough about being a parent, right?
Yeah.
That's why you got to send your dog to school, because there's a little more separation with me and him.
Yeah.
I mean, he's my buddy, but I know I have a job to do.
Yep.
And that's kind of where I go to making him an employee for you, is kind of separate him being your boy And once he kind of comes out a man, then it's all good. And then you can start spoiling him a little more.
Okay.
But right now, you're potentially going to waste 3 months and thousands of dollars just because you want to play with him,
Yeah.
right? That's what it comes down to. Well, we can have all kinds of fun later doing stuff right.
Mm-hmm.
I'm actually glad you're seeing this. I haven't seen him test me this much on this for quite some time. So,
Just something that we'll definitely have to work on.
Yep.
Watch a lot.
yep. He's sensitive to certain things, and me being tougher on him to make this happen faster, you could see it would actually make it worse.
Yep.
I'm just trying to show him the value that it is worth standing here for me. And then we keep all his praise from here back because we talked about, okay, touching him on top of the head for a release. Now I want to talk about that. The minute I said okay, we went from
Slouching, and now he's fine.
proves to us that we weren't being too tough on him, but at the same time it tells us how he needs to learn on this. He can't take the harsh route. I mean, he's got to have the sensitive route to that. It's fine, as long as we're aware of it and we know how to approach it. We'll just keep repetitioning that, and that'd just be something I would have you carry on.
Okay.
Okay?